Hey everyone, I'm Steven, Dr. Brom's Life Coaching, and today's video is Don't Chase. So earlier this week, I was had an opportunity to get to meet some friends, and while we were just talking to each other, it turned out that one of our friends, unfortunately, is going through a divorce as well, and his wife decided to leave him. They have two kids, and it's just devastating every time I hear this, but you're starting to see this happen more and more. And while we were eating dinner, one of the advice I told him, I said, look, if there was one advice I can give you is to give her space. And this is why I thought to myself, you know what a great video to share, because a lot of people who are going through this, especially men, you're going to feel like you're just totally blindsided. And I wanted to kind of give you some background for you to kind of help you understand why it's so important to do the opposite of what your body and mind is telling you to do. So one thing you got to understand is that you've heard before, women tends to lead by their emotions and men are a little bit logical, but I know um there's cases when that's not the case, but what I want you to understand though is that when a woman decides to leave the relationship, you got to understand that it was a decision that was made months and maybe even years before even verbally telling you this. So this is why a lot of times for men, it just seems like they're being blindsided and they don't understand how their ex-partner is so easily able to move into another relationship. And what you got to understand is that this was something that was thought out for a long period of time. And if you really think about it, there were clues that were there, but you were just oblivious to it. And this is why it's so important that if you do want to have a chance, if it is a possibility for you to be able to work it out with your ex, is that you have to give her space because she's reached a point where she feels like there's no hope in this relationship. And the only possible means is to separate or divorce from you. So the worst thing you can do is to show a lot of emotion and just get into that clinging behavior, which is totally human, totally nature, is that fear of rejection. And the best thing you can do, if she told you these words, I kind of need time to think, I need my space, honor it. If you want any chance for this relationship to work, is to give her space and to go on and work on yourself. And, we can't guarantee what's going to happen, but if you want to increase your chance of the relationship to work, the best thing for you to do is to give her space. And with this guy, I want to share this story a little bit more because it's very similar to what I went through when my ex decided to leave. Um, this is now about 7 years ago. And I just wanted to do everything in my power to save the relationship. And what I realized was all the things that I did, now looking back, were things that just pushed her further and further away. And she's gotten to the point where she gave up. Later on, I found out that she was having an affair with another person. And that's another thing. If she just wants to leave and doesn't want to work at it at all, there may be a chance that someone else is lined up because a lot of times women will not leave a relationship unless there's something else lined up, maybe nothing physically. There might be something emotional going on out in the orbit that you're not aware of. And by you just getting very angry, very frustrated, and just wanting to just, not let her go, it's just going to push her further, further away towards this other guy. Or if she's not involved with somebody else, away from this relationship. So that's why the number one best advice I can give you is to give her space. If your girl says that she wants to leave, give her space. And you got to understand also that this was a unilateral decision that was made without even discussing with you. So it's up to her that if the relationship is to work out, that she's got to prove to you why you should even stay in this relationship. I know it's kind of hard to swallow. I know you're probably in a lot of pain. I get it. I went through it. But if there was an advice that I can give my younger self, is to just let her go, focus on myself, and just let things fall into place. Now, if you're in this type of situation and want to have more tips on what you can do, to increase your chance of the relationship working, because that's what I do. I work with guys that are struggling in the relationships, and I increase their chances of being able to win that ex back. But it's very important on the actions that you take next, and in your mindset that you do next. And I work on helping guys with this type of mindset and the type of actions that you do. So if this is something that you would like to learn more about, you can go ahead and book a session with me at www.drblifecoaching.com. I will send out other great videos throughout the month, so keep tuned to it. If you're not a follower and you're seeing this via YouTube, I highly recommend to subscribe so you get more of these great videos. I'm on Instagram as well. So if you see this video on Instagram, I highly recommend to follow, because there's going to be a lot of great information that's going to be coming out these next couple weeks. But anyways, love you guys. I hope this video is of value, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.